walkers, and welcome to something a little bit different but also a little bit the same. We've got a nature walk for you today here in Elkhorn, Arizona, and it is a windy but beautiful day. We're gonna have a little nature walk. I think I said that. It is 47 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius, about 3:30 p.m. And what we're gonna do is walk back along this trail, maybe, I think, drop down through a little wash and go up to the road, a dirt road that leads to Elkhorn Ranch, which is a guest ranch here in Arizona outside of Tucson. And we're staying here for the week and it is absolutely lovely. And I think later on in the video I'll put some, if I remember, I'll put some horseback riding footage from up in these beautiful mountains. It is windy, so hopefully the wind's not too bad. Let me switch around here. I'm going to flip this camera angle around. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide and co-discoverer. I'd like to give that little intro as we do our walk here. I'm going to spin you around again. 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to follow this trail a little bit and then we'll just cut over, I think. I don't think I'll get into too much trouble, but oh, there's a little falcon or a hawk. This is it's not, I don't know if you've ever been to a guest ranch. This is really kind of the only one we've ever been to, but what I love about it is it's not luxurious, and it's simple and friendly and small and just unbelievably peaceful and quiet and pleasant. And it's a great place to spend the week. We've been doing some horseback riding and they have a music week this week. As you may remember from other walks I have mentioned, I'm trying to learn the mandolin. It's going fairly slowly, but fun and enjoyable process. And it looks like this trail is going to go up off to the right, so I'm going to blaze a little trail back here through this wash and just enjoy this beautiful, beautiful light we're getting here. It's been windy all day, but this morning the process is you get up, you go have coffee, have breakfast. It's a communal dining room, and then you sign up for a ride if you want to ride horses, which I did, and I chose to go up high. I like getting up and getting those views, and you have a horse that's assigned to you for the week, and a wrangler to guide you and take you up there, and I was the only one that wanted to go up high, so it was really cool. It was just myself and the wrangler, and it was a little hard to hear, but got lots of great information, you know. Oh, there's some cool birds, so many beautiful birds here, a lot of cardinals. If you're new to the channel, I get distracted very easily and get excited about little things, but I hope you will enjoy what I point out and hint at. Anyway, super windy. Then we came back down and went to lunch, and there were some folks playing music, and then just this big rainstorm rolled through, dropped a bunch of rain as we sat by the fireplace and had lunch. And then after lunch most days you can ride again in the afternoon, but on one day a week they give the horses the afternoon off, and one day a week they get them the whole day off. And so this was an afternoon free, and I thought I'd share a walk with you guys. And I just wanted to say a couple more things, and then I'll try to be a little quieter. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate your support. Thanks to those of you who have made individual one-time contributions. Also very much appreciated. It really does motivate me. I'd like to thank everybody that's been making comments. I've been getting some wonderful comments. I think I want to go down a little bit further here. And I love interacting with you guys. This week, I have not been as quick to respond, but I have been responding because cell phone and internet access here is very limited, which is another wonderful thing. And so, but they do have Wi-Fi in the central office if you need to do some business, or and you can get a cell signal if you need to make a call. What else? Okay, so these I think are mostly mesquite trees down here. As you get up into the mountains, you get a few more oak trees. They have cholla cactuses in here. Not in here, but we'll see some up top. Ocotillo cacti, I guess, cactuses. Pardon my sniffles. And I didn't see any on the walk out, but that doesn't mean they're not there. And up in the draw up here, they have some saguaro cactuses, barrel cactuses, rainbow cactuses. Lots of cool plant life. And then they have deer. I saw a deer on the way out here. All sorts of birds. Javelinas, which are kind of like a pig, but not a pig. And what else? There's a pretty barrel cactus up here. They have coatamundi. They have pack rats and rabbits. Lots of fun stuff. I'm gonna go take prickly pear cactus. Let's go take a look at this barrel cactus. I think it's a barrel cactus. You can see these awesome yellow fruits they have. You can see, I don't want to get too close because the spines on that are kind of hooked, which is interesting. Almost reptilian, but it's a plant. And beautiful yellow, I guess those are fruits or flowers on the top. It's beautiful. Then you have this stock grate here to keep the horses and a few cows, I think, maybe. I think they have some cows, from going in or out. And we're just going to follow this road back up to the ranch. And if I see anything fun, I'll point it out. I do love this light. It's a little awkward walking into the sun, but it really backlights this grass and the trees, the occasional cactus. If you look in the distance, kind of the farthest mountain range that's visible, you might see some white dots. and that's a astronomical observatory. I want to say Kitts Peak, but I'm not sure about that. I didn't mention that it is mid-January. If that helps. Looked like it was a meadowlark. Oh, I just love this light out here. I'm going to spin you around and you look out over the valley there and you see other mountains in the distance. It is a beautiful but austere place when you look at it at that scale. See the clouds coursing across the valley too. Pretty cool. I'm going to keep spinning. And I always say that, call that out, so that people that are maybe on their treadmill doing their workout or their elliptical don't get thrown for a loop. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. One of the things that I like to talk about, as somebody requested a couple years ago, is to mention what it smells like in these places. Right now it doesn't have a particular scent, but the smell of the mesquite fires in the fireplaces is, and maybe it's just something that I remember from a kid when I came here in the 1980s. My grandmother had us out, and it's such a different, wonderful smell for me. Here's some, I think this is cholla cactus. We'll take a look at that. Look how it's pretty gnarly stuff. Those spines, definitely wouldn't want to fall into that. On a drive in earlier in the week, I saw a cow further out that had some stuck embedded to its fur. I don't know if it was punctured the skin or not, but it would be an unpleasant way to spend the day. Got the microphone under my jacket, so hopefully it's not rustling too much. I don't have a way to monitor it. Bunch of cholla out there. see on that far across the wash is just loaded with this I think it's is it cholla? Cholla. Oh, here comes the FedEx van. Sorry. Let them pass. Oh, I do want to show you one thing. These prickly pear off to the side here. Look how purple they are. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of a subtle color, but still really pretty, I think. Nice little color there. I mentioned the rides earlier, and so it's a pretty big ranch. I mean, not the biggest, but some rides go out off to the right here and kind of loop around those two little hills, those two little peaks. And others, a lot of them, go back up into these mountains, not to the tallest peaks, but pretty high. And I went up into that, I think up along that medium ridgeline there today. And then all the way, trails go up into there, and I believe maybe not all the way to the top of that ridge, far ridge, but pretty close. And then also out on the flats and around this sort of end of the ridges. And they have some really cool pictographs in various places that are quite old and fascinating. I think it might be, sorry to spin you around again, out in that flat area up against the hills that there are, apparently you can find a lot of old clay pottery, maybe an old village or something back in there, settlement. One of the things I like about this place is it's really nestled into the trees. It doesn't stand out. It's, other than the white, there's some water tanks up there and some white roofs, but roofs? I'm not sure. But it's just really embedded within the little valley, and the oak trees and the mesquite trees and cacti. Here's a ocotillo or ocotillo? I think it's ocotillo. We'll go take a look at it real quickly. Look at these. It's pretty vicious looking spines, Ow, ow. Not really. Definitely would not want to fall into that one either. I've seen a couple places where they've, it's long and relatively straight and thin, and they've taken old, I think it's ocotillo stalks, I guess, and turned it into a fence. And it's pretty neat, pretty spiky. Another thing they've done here is begun adding a lot of solar panels to some of the buildings, and it's not a big, it's very discreet, which I like. There's a couple big flat panels, but you don't really notice them from up in the hills or from down below either. It's kind of nice. This is fairly close to I think it's an Air Force training area. Here comes the FedEx van again, sorry. So every once in a while, I was thinking that was the sound I was hearing. You'll hear, I think we've pulled 2 or 3 times so far, jets flying overhead, lower than like a commercial jet. Little hand painted sign urging people to keep driving slowly, watch their speed. Another thing we saw on the drive-in was a covey of, I think it's Gamble's quail or maybe California quail. They got the little feather on top of their head, a little bobby feather. From you might remember from old Disney cartoons or something like that. I guess there's 2 species, California quail and Gamble's quail. And I don't really know the difference, but I think they both have that feather on top. A wash here. These might start be getting into some, these aren't oak. I'm not sure what trees these are. Here's some of the 2 big solar panels that I mentioned. And if you notice on the end of this wall here, that's the skeleton of a saguaro. That's what they look like on the inside. Kind of a clever way to mark that post. Kind of neat. And these are, that's not ocotillo. That is the stalk sent up by yucca plants. A bunch of those around as well. And, you know, honestly, it might not be yucca, it might be something else. I'm not a plant expert, at least not locally or anywhere really. And so here we're getting into the main residential part of the ranch, and you can see it's got that desert landscaping, which is really, I really like the xeriscaped. And you get, here we go into some oak trees. I think that's what these are. Could be totally wrong. And off to the left here is the main dining area and lodge. We'll walk around a little bit. And we'll start to get in seeing cardinals and thrashers and some other thing. I just love, I'm starting to smell that mesquite smoke. And it's just beautiful. Off to the left, I'm not going to take you down there, but there's a thrasher on the ground. There's a tennis court and a small pool that's heated. And what else? There's been a couple more cabins down there. You can see these cabins are all kind of off by themselves for the most part. They're not, but they're secluded enough that it certainly feels like it. It's the new moon now, and it gets dark fairly early. I'm gonna actually go this way. And so walking back, they give you flashlights to use, and if you turn them off, the stars are just spectacular, and it's so dark. It's wonderful. A few lights coming out from windows and that sort of thing, but really just unbelievably dark. It sort of brings out in relief the amount of light we have throughout the rest of our city. Certainly in Livingston we have a ton. Here's one of the fences made out of ocotillo. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but in any case, kind of neat. Simple. Here's a bunch of birds in there. Okay, I'm about at our cabin, and so I'm going to sign off here. I want to say thank you guys for joining us. This beautiful canopies of these small trees. We'll be back again soon, not sure from where, but until then, keep on stepping.